This is right. We're back, baby.
Oh,
Garrison's all fired
football,
up.
football's officially back.
Football. This is what we've been waiting for. This is kind of what the show is about. Like,
The sideline, forget about it. This baby's over. Oh my goodness! One man. Goodbye. Hello, Heisman.
And most especially in 310 days in Ann Arbor, Michigan, on the football field.
Another block. One more. Touchdown. No flag. Samuel cuts it back. Ohio State wins. Here's the run again. Donovan Edwards. Whoa! Can they catch him? No! Donovan Edwards again. The down.
alrighty, welcome back to episode 18 of the Scarlet and Blue Show. Garrison looking dapper as I'll get out this week.
Yes, sir.
Hey, big week for you, Garrison. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Fight the team across the field and show them Ohio. Yeah, you come on.
Let's go. How we
Real
feeling?
fight songs only. Real fight songs only.
We are. You just got off with a real fun show with the Maze Madman and his crew of misfits over in South Bend. Give us the quick 30-second plug. If you haven't watched it, we'll put the link down here.
Yeah, man. The Maze Madman show, man. Phil's an awesome guy. Ryan also, man. It was in Cowboy. It was a really cool show. It was fun. Had a few difficulties with the internet, but right now the internet's working, everybody. We are fine now. So let's get it going, man. We'll definitely put the link down here so you guys can all watch the recording of it. And yeah, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun, aside from your technical difficulties.
Oh, and Arlen and Sandra were in there the whole time. So
they were in. They were sporting. Love it.
Yep.
Yeah, they those are some for college football fans for you.
I couldn't believe what I was hearing about my wide.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
I was like, you said what about my wide receivers? Like, okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say anything is faster than Marvin Harrison. He's not. No, he's not. Come on, man. You know, thinking a Notre Dame receiver is gonna start at Ohio. Come on, man. Come on. Let's get it going, Bryce. Let's get it going.
We'll get it going. That was the dynamic that I was struggling with while watching it. Was thinking to myself, have I just had to listen to your nonsense this whole time and think that Ohio State and the talent is actually greater? When are these guys right? Like, is Garrison just full of beans? And then we got to the wide receiver conversation. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, let's hold on, guys.
Come on.
It's a pretty good wide receiver room, but
a great wide receiver room.
It's pretty good wide receiver room.
Okay.
It could be great. Hey, we've got the week I think a lot of us have been waiting for. I mean, this slate of games this week. I mean, you've got Clemson, Florida State. You got Colorado, Oregon. You got Ole Miss, Alabama.
Michigan, Rutgers.
A great one at noon, Michigan, Rutgers. But then you got Iowa, Penn State at night too. So that's Whiteout. Yeah, that's gonna be one of those nights Saturday where you got the two TVs going with the Buckeyes and Irish on one and the Hawkeyes and Lions on the other. But Garrison, let's dive into it because I know you got lots to say. I'm sure the conversation you had prior probably sparked a lot of things. But how are we feeling going to this game? There's a lot to talk about, but let's start with that question.
I respect Notre Dame. I think they're a very good team. I think I think they have a team that can make it to the playoff. But that's enough of them. Ohio State, man. I think we're starting to hit our stride. Ryan Day, we can put the quote up here, man. I don't have it on me, but he basically went out, Bryce, and guaranteed a win. He went out and guaranteed a win. And that's the type of talk you want to hear from your coach. I think that, you know, I talked about our offensive line last week and how they're starting to get together and gel. This is the test. This is where you get to see it. That defensive line, they've been getting pressure all year. guys, this is I think, Bryce, remember when JTT wasn't doing much all last year, and then he had that game. I think there's a chance that either him or Jack Sawyer off the edge are gonna have not that same type of game. Okay, that's one in a million. But they're gonna pop. They're gonna pop. We have a very good rush defense. It for and based off of last year where we didn't have that, we were giving up big plays. We have atoned for all those sins last year so far. I don't think Notre Dame is the team that's going to test that, Bryce. You have a quarterback back there that he's not mobile. As good as Sam Hartman is, he's not mobile. I think that even though Estime is a really good back, he's like I always say, Bryce. Even when you're playing nobodies, you got to take away something from the games. He's been a top 5 back this year. I believe that Ohio State, in order to win this game, needs to go ahead and just put the pressure on that run game and force Sam Hartman to beat you. I don't think he's that guy, Bryce. I do not think he's that guy. When we did, last year when we did that against you guys, what hurt us was the big plays. It wasn't the run game. I think this defense is ready to go. I think Kyle McCord, like I said last episode, he got that battery put in his back, man. Get that confidence. I think he's ready to go. Now, even though Notre Dame has really good defensive backs, I don't believe that those are the guys to test our wide receivers. They're not walking out there with Will Johnson or Kalen King. And as good as I think their corners are, I don't think they're playing better than our guys. And so when it comes down to, for me, like, it's just, does Notre Dame have the guys? So listen, man, it's not going to be a blowout, even though I think we could do it. I think it's going to be I said on Phil's show, I'm taking Ohio State 28-20. But make no mistake about it, Bryce. You see the way I'm dressed. This is a business trip. This is all business, baby.
I like it.
There's no playing around. There's no playing around anymore, guys. We're past the preseason. It's time to put the hammer down. You see that?
I see it.
Just like Big and Rich, they're coming to your city, baby. They're coming to your city.
I love the confidence. I love the confidence. The match, you touched on a few of the things. The matchups that I think are just going to be fantastic will be Notre Dame's O-line versus your front seven. Mm-hmm. You guys have a stout defensive line. Their O-line, which I was actually looking, they don't have a ton of seniors. They got a few younger guys starting. But that's
and Joe Alt, for all intents and purposes, is a top 2 offensive linemen in the nation.
Yeah, a legit offensive line. And so that'll be really interesting to see. And then you mentioned this too, the wide receivers and defensive backs. Did Michigan provide some sort of recipe to slow down your guys' high-powered offense, which is just to keep everything in front? I don't know. Will Notre Dame try to do something similar? Do they think the talent matches up? But I think the difference this year, though, man, is Sam Hartman. I think if we're going into this game, and I would have thought the same thing as I thought last year. I remember going to the game last year thinking, okay, Notre Dame is preseason ranked really high for this ESPN matchup. I get it. Makes sense. Notre Dame, I thought they'd be better. But one of your best lines was Ryan Day doesn't lose to Marshall. And that one shut up the whole conversation.
How crazy was to compare their coach to my coach?
That one. I think we lost sight of things there, but that's all right. I love the passionate not Buckeye fans, Notre Dame fans, just college football fans.
Don't give them that much credit.
Yeah. I think Sam Hartman's a difference maker. I think you guys will get pressure, but I think that guy has shown that he can be elusive and make the big play. You just talked about how Michigan did that last year where you guys sold out to stop the run, took a couple big plays. I think Hartman could do that as well. I don't see, and you tell me what you think about this. I don't see Jim Knowles having that same attack as he did against Michigan. But maybe I'm wrong. But I think there will be an awareness just of the big play making abilities that Sam Hartman brings. That'll be fun to watch.
Well, I brought this up earlier, and I this is a quote I really believe. And I think it came from Colin Cowherd. Everything regresses to the mean. And I brought up to them in 2021, Sam Hartman had 14 interceptions. In 2022, he had 12. He gives the ball away. They haven't played anybody yet. Well, now as of right now, you're about to play a top 5 defense with first, the second, the third round picks all around. This defense in year 2, and it's a very complicated defense they run. Bryce, I think they are about to show just how good they are. Last week, both Jack Sawyer and JTT, even though we don't have big sack numbers, they are getting to the quarterback. Sam Hartman's not Drew Allard. He's not JJ. He's not moving around the pocket. He's not a runner. We don't have the fear of him getting out of the pocket and scrambling on the field for 20 yards. Now, granted, they don't have to worry about that with Kyle McCord, but Kyle has more weapons. So, like I said, I think the game's going to be 28-20. But I think there's a world, Bryce, because I don't think Notre Dame can do this to us, but there's a world we blow their doors off. I believe there's a world we blow their doors off. I'm looking at it right here, Bryce. We only give up 83 yards rushing a game. We give up 140 yards passing. They give up 107 yards rushing, which is terrible. But it shows that you can run the ball on them. You can do that. I'm really excited for this, man. I'm really excited. And like I said, I give Notre Dame respect. I don't think they're a bad team. I think they're a team that can go to the playoff. It ain't starting this week, though. It ain't starting this week.
Okay. All right. The 3 points spread is an interesting one because
Vegas is telling you something.
I think, yeah. What is Vegas trying to tell you? And I think that, if that game, if they pull out, Ohio State -7 or Ohio State -6.5, I think people hammer Notre Dame. And so I'm claiming to be much smarter than I really am. But to me, it feels like they were kind of hedging their bets there, and they actually see something to be greater. And I stand by the principle that by week 4, Vegas knows what they're doing. They got enough data now. But Vegas has obviously been wrong many a time.
And I could be wrong on this. Football is not played in Vegas, okay?
You're right on that.
But let me know if I'm wrong when I say this. You get 3 points for being the home team.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a hard and fast rule, but it's kind of assumed, right?
Yeah, and then I think on a neutral field, sometimes you get between like 1.5 to 2.
Yeah.
If Ohio State was home this year, Bryce, we might be we're probably a 6 to 7 point favorite.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I think that.
Are you worried about being in South Bend at night?
No.
That's a cocky no right there.
Cocky
no.
Well, let's just use physics and science. They have a bowl. Okay. The sound goes up. So it's not gonna be all that. That's physics, Bryce. That's physics.
Yeah, I know. It's not gonna be Sunday morning church though either. Like it's not gonna be.
We're gonna take them to church.
There you go. I set you up for that.
We're gonna take them. I know I always say this, Bryce. I always say past games have nothing to do with what's going on this Saturday.
True. All right, let me ask you.
They haven't beaten us since the 1930s.
Is that true?
1936.
That was how many matchups between?
Since there's been 5, and we're 5.
That's crazy. We're crazy.
5-0.
To be Notre Dame and not get one of those. That's crazy.
And we played them, and since 2000, we played them 3 times.
bowl games, a couple bowl games, and then
2 bowl games.
Yeah.
And until that program Notre Dame shows me, they talk about how like Ryan Day not winning the big games, and for some odd reason, people always forget. Was Penn State not a top 10 team last year? Like he has big wins. Like
pause. That's you segued perfectly into my next question.
Go ahead.
This is perfect. I've been critical of Ryan Day on the show and both behind the scenes as well. I don't think he has a major win. So hear me out. You beat Michigan in 2019, to which I'll argue that was Meyer's team. He had the Clemson.
That's not Meyer's quarterback, Bryce. If Bryce,
it's Meyer's program.
Real quick, Bryce, real quick. If Justin Fields does not come to Ohio State, do you know who the quarterback is that year?
Who's quarterback that year? Oh, Joe Burrow.
Tate Martell.
Oh.
That's Urban's guy. Urban's guy.
Tate.
That's a 2 to 3 loss team with him.
Yeah, but with that point, I'd say I'd give more credit to Justin Fields than to Ryan.
And Bryce, and everyone keeps saying, "Oh, that's Urban Meyer's players. That's Urban Meyer's program." Those same players got beat 31-0.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
continue.
So then he had his big win against Clemson in the 2020 season. We'll give him that.
Should be 19.
But they didn't. So that's a moot
point.
Got
cheated.
We're just trying to be safe. Since then, you lost at home to a 10-4 Oregon team in 2021. You beat a 10-4 Utah team by 3 in the Rose Bowl, which is a fine win, right? Good win. Good to get that. But I think by
that was a damn good Utah team.
His quarterback went down. But
Bryce, stop. Wait. When did he go down?
We talked about this already on one of our episodes.
Yeah, all right then. Don't do false narratives here. I like pushing agendas too, but come on.
You beat Penn State last year, which were they a top 10 team?
They finished a top 10 team.
Oh, but they weren't at the time. But they finished.
I will check. And mind you, we did that in Happy Valley.
Yeah, but it was at noon. I would have given him that one if that was a night game. My point is this, Garrison. I think this is the first opportunity for Ryan Day to really win the big game that's like undisputed. And I listed off those reasons why I'm critical of him. If he goes into Notre Dame and beats, I think, unless they go this season, I don't know if they have the rest of their schedule. If they lay eggs a couple times throughout the rest of the season, which I don't think they're going to do, I think that's a good football team with a good quarterback.
It's a really good football team.
Yep. This is, I think, Ryan Day's chance for the big win. He hasn't capitalized on Michigan's greatness in the last 2 years. So now this is it. Like, this is the first opportunity he gets this year.
So when we beat Penn State last year, they were number 13 in the nation. But they did finish a top 10 team. And for all intents and purposes, they were the best. You can make the case they were the best 2-loss team.
Yeah, I mean, your losses to Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah, those are your only losses.
Blowout, but yeah.
And then 2021 here, Penn State at the time was number 20, so I guess you can't really count that. Bryce, Michigan State in 2021 was the number 7 team in the nation.
That was a fake. Don't even start. That was a fake team.
Did you beat them? Did you beat them?
That was a fake. We all know that was a fake. Artificially successful team. I'll die on that sword. So anyways, we're running out of time. So what do you think? Right, do you think that statement's true? Like, do you view this as an opportunity? I guess this is a big opportunity.
This is a big opportunity for Ryan Day.
Yeah.
But that's why I said earlier, for him to come out and basically guarantee a win.
It was a good move.
Bryce, I think I've told people this is the best team we've had since 2019. He sees something in this team. I told you, just because we don't have CJ or Justin doesn't mean this isn't a better team. I think they're going to make a statement, especially defensively.
All right. I like it. So you're taking Bucks -3 on the road. This is good, man. We've been talking about Western Kentucky, Youngstown State,
Yep.
Indiana, Bowling Green, ECU, UNLV. This is right. We're back, baby. Garrison's all fired up.
Football's officially back.
Football. Well, no, it's been back. I know it's not what you're saying. It's been back, but this is what we've been waiting for. This is kind of what the show is about. Like, this is where you guys go into South Bend and you lay an egg.
Give me
10 minutes to talk.
What's laying an egg?
A dud. Not playing well, getting blown out on the road.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah. I don't think they have the manpower to blow us out.
But if you go in there and you win by double digits, I'll just turn off my microphone and let you talk.
All I'm gonna need is 5 minutes.
Fine. You'll get that uninterrupted 5 minutes.
Because if we go, this is a different Notre Dame team. I'm not gonna sit here and act like they're a bad football team. I think they are a really good football team. We beat them by double digits, Bryce. We keep them, if we were to beat them 25-17 and keep them under 20, I would do the same. I would do it. I would still do it.
Yeah.
Because if we do that, I think if we keep them at 20 or lower, now you start talking about who's the best defense in the nation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and it's a high-powered offense to slow down.
Let's talk about there's a few undefeated Big Ten teams playing this weekend,
Look at that. What a consummate professional. What a transition.
I'm actually interested in watching this game.
I agree. The Scarlet Knights, Rutgers, coming to town. Garrison, do you know what city Rutgers is in? Starts with a P.
It's the birthplace of college football.
It's Piscataway.
Seattle. I don't know, in Jersey.
They're out in Jersey. Piscataway, New Jersey is where they are. So yeah, I mean, it's fun to talk about a familiar foe this week. Again, not talking about Bowling Green, UNLV, ECU.
Yeah.
Rutgers. In many ways, Rutgers is a laughing stock of the Big Ten and of Big Time college football, Power 5 football. Mm-hmm. But I also respect Greg Schiano. Yes. And like you said, the 3-0 going into this game, wins over not great teams, but not terrible teams. They're not FCS opponents. So they have wins over Virginia Tech, ACC team, Temple, AAC team, and then Northwestern, who is essentially an FCS team this year. So they got some big wins.
Yeah.
Schiano, I was looking at his numbers here because I'm thinking okay, Rutgers has been so bad. Since Schiano returned to Rutgers in 2020, he's 15-22. It's a 52% win percentage. Can you guess what Rutgers' winning percentage was before he came back after he left in 2011? So
I'm going to say less than 15%.
No, 35%.
Oh, wow.
36-63, which is still bad. still abysmal.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think Schiano, he brings a different, I don't want to say worry, but an awareness to the game. And a couple of things just to note, man. So 93rd ranked offense in terms of yards, which I guess I'm not overly surprised by, but then top 25 defensively, number 21. So that's this year.
Giving less than 70 rush yards a game.
You said they're giving up less than 70? Okay.
And people forget, Bryce, Rutgers was, I think, they were a top 25, 30 defense last year in the nation.
Yeah, they were a good defense. The talent that they played hasn't been great. Northwestern's 124th offensively, Temple 67th,
right.
BT's 105. But still, I went back and watched that Virginia Tech game, and there were opportunities for Michigan that I'm excited about. Virginia Tech, if you watch that game was 21-16 starting the fourth quarter. So that game was closer. Virginia Tech actually outgained them in total yardage as well. And really, you watch the game, Virginia Tech was able to move the ball, mobile quarterback, a lot of running QB designed runs. I'm not saying JJ is going to be doing that, and I've got thoughts on JJ here, but I do think it's interesting. Will we see Alex Orji, Jack Tuttle come in and run those heavy QB run sets, those plays. Because I think there's an opportunity here. So excited to see that, see a little more creativity in the playbook there. And then from a JJ perspective too, I just want to see JJ bounce back. I don't want to see, I guess I would like to see him light it up, but I want to see that running game back in business. I want to see you pounded down Rutgers' throats. I want to see it open up play action. I want to see the screens. I want to see the short yards. Maybe open it up for a deep ball to Roman Wilson, tack on to your touchdowns. Yep. But I just want to see JJ get back. And I think he will. I expect a big week from number 9.
I'm with you on that. I do believe that he's gonna have good. The only thing that can stop him from having a big game is Jim is back, and Jim wants to run the ball.
That's a good take. Okay.
Though I believe he does, like Jim being on that sideline is gonna give that team energy. That is gonna give those guys
focus.
But I want to show you this though. I'm just now seeing this about Rutgers defense. They have 8 sacks, and like they're not playing the best of competition, okay? Mm-hmm. But they have 8 sacks and 5 interceptions on the year so far. And we both know Greg Schiano to be he's a defensive genius.
Yep.
I've given JJ praise, and I've been hyper critical of him before.
As you should.
If he has not fixed, maybe last week was just a one-off, okay? Maybe it was. My thing is that this is not the first time I've seen JJ give the ball away multiple times. So that's very interesting to me. But I think you guys are going to win this very comfortably. And a lot of it to me has to do with Jim Harbaugh. I think a lot of it has to do with Jim Harbaugh.
I think so.
I think some of the struggles you guys had last few weeks because you guys kept switching the coaches. He should have picked one coach for those games. He should have had one.
I see why he did it, but I think you're right. I think there's probably some merit in having the consistency, but also it gives the guys a shot. But yeah, I can see the argument for both ways. I think you're right. I think the focus and maybe an emphasis on running the ball, being tough with Jim back on the sideline will be a breath of fresh air for the players, and then I think it's fans too. They're over their quarterback, a low 4-star quarterback at Kentucky, Gavin Wimsatt. He is an explosive talent. He can throw a nice ball, not overly accurate, but has the wheels, can run the ball. He's already got 3 touchdowns in the air this year, 2 on the ground. And then again, an explosive and definite running threat. So it'll be, good prep, I think, for other games down the road, but it should be a fun offense to play against.
Oh, good, man. I'm really interested in seeing how you guys play. Like, because last week was a letdown. It was not defensively.
Yeah, but offensively.
I mean, and you. I think I'm pretty sure you talked about this last week, our last episode, Bryce. You did have a concern about the guys behind the starters and how they move, and then the lack of production. So I think this will be the first game where we get to see those guys. I mean, last week they did, but I think we're going to see they're going to open the playbook up a little bit. I can't wait. I can't wait to see your guys. I can't wait. It's going to be on the main screen, the main TV. It's going to be on the main TV.
Let's go. What a guy. Yeah. Open up the playbook. Also noticed at the end of the last game, Ladarius Henderson came in at left tackle, moving Carson Barnhart over to right tackle, which meant sending Miles Hinton to the bench. I wonder if they'll go with that again here. Left tackle, obviously a staple position on the O-line. We'll see if that translates to anything this year or this game. Dude, good football talk. I'm fired up. We got a couple minutes left here. It's Thursday, so we got some picks. I hate the board this week. I hate it. So either fade me or ride with me. Your choice. But I'm not confident. Want me to go first?
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
Right.
I want to hear this. We might have some of the same ones. Who knows?
I'll be curious. I went up and down the sheet today, and first one I'm going with, I've got 6 on here, and I only have to do 5. I know. I'm going to go with – I'm going to take them out. All right, I'm going to go with Miami minus 24 at Temple. I hate Miami. I do. I just hate them for a multitude of reasons. But put that down. But I think they're different this year. I think Chris Paul's got things going. And it's on the road, but it's on the road at a NFL stadium. So and I'm going to go with LSU minus 17.5 at home, night game against Arkansas. Arkansas had a tough loss to BYU last week. I think LSU is about to break out if they haven't already after thromping. I don't know if that's a word. It is now. Mississippi State.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Minnesota minus 11.5, bounce back against Northwestern. That's more of a shot at Northwestern because I think they're straight trash.
Horrid.
And then
can I ask you a question real quick?
Hit me.
Who's having a worse year? And I'm in football, just coaching wise. Michigan State or Northwestern? Put a poll up for that.
Yeah, put a poll up for that. That's a good one. And then I'm going to go Baylor plus 15. That game's sold out at McLean Stadium in Waco. Texas is driving an hour and a half up the road.
Mm-hmm.
Should expect a good game there. And then last one, again, this is more knock on the opponent. I'm going USC minus 34.5. Big spread. All right.
I don't know if they can cover that, Bryce.
I know. I just think Arizona State's really bad. And Caleb.
That was a tough one.
Okay. I might switch between that one. No, I'm going to stick with it. The other one I was thinking was Arizona minus 12.5 at Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
That line opened at 9.5, but Stanford's so bad.
Very bad. You know what? Lock it in. That's a good bet.
All right. I'm taking out USC, going with Arizona. All right.
Okay.
All right. You go.
Now, even though I said you guys will win this comfortably, I am picking Rutgers to cover.
Fair.
I'm gonna pick them to cover for the reasons we already said. Give me Florida State minus 2.5 against Clemson.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's a surefire. And is Jordan Travis playing?
He was out last game, right? So let's see if he's back.
If he does, I'm gonna check out. If he's not playing, Bryce, I get to change that pick.
There's no way he's not playing. I just think
yeah.
it has to be playing against this game.
Or
against Clemson.
This is the lock of the week.
Oh, okay.
Oregon minus 21. I love Prime. I love the Sanders brothers. I love Travis Hunter because I think, in terms of football, he's the best player in the country. Or best football player overall. Right, they're about to get dog walked.
Yeah,
I think people forget that Oregon has since Cristobal left, even with their new coach Bryce, they have top 5 offensive lines at Oregon. Their line is built like an SEC team. So I think they're going to run through them, and Bo Nix is going to have a day. Give me Ole Miss plus 6.5 against Bama.
Ooh, okay. I like that pick.
I said something on May's Madman show earlier. I think it's hilarious that Ole Miss's backup quarterback would be a surefire starter at Alabama.
That's a good take. Yeah.
Spencer Sanders is the best backup in college football. I don't even know why. And Jackson Dart is playing like the best quarterback in the SEC. Now, I don't know why Spencer Sanders went there, but
yeah, it makes no sense. Imagine him going to Bama.
Right? And people forget Jackson Dart was actually he went to USC first. People forget that. I think he's also part of that. Yeah, he is part of that whole Kyle McCord, JJ class, great class quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And then give me Texas minus 15 against Baylor.
Uh-oh.
Give me that. Last week what you saw is not Texas. And I'm not a Quinn Ewers fan. I'm a stan. So and I think they have the top 3 wide receiver unit. So yeah, those are my picks right there.
That was 5? All right.
That was 5. The only one I'm iffy about is the Rutgers covering. That's more about me being facetious than anything else. So
yeah, but don't you have Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right.
Fight
Week
the
4.
team across the field and show 'em Ohio's here. Set the earth a rallying peril with
We'll see you
a
guys all next
mighty
week.
cheer. Rah, 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 hit them hard and see how they fall. Never let them to get the ball. Hail, hail, the game's all here. So let's get the old conference now.